All right, let's doing this problem called house robber. Let's have a read. You're a professional robber planning to rob houses along a street. Each house has a certain number of money stashed. The only constant stopping you from robbing each of them is that the adjacent houses have security systems connected and it will automatically contact the police if two adjacent houses were broken into the same night. Okay? Given an integer array nums representing the amount of money each house has, return the maximum amount of money you can rob tonight without alerting the police. All right, this is an example 1, 2, 3, 1. Rob house 1, then rob house 3. So total amount of money you can rob is 1 plus 3 plus 4. So rob house 1 and then house 3. Okay, basically um, you cannot rob Kanzi, the adjacent houses. Now that's the thing. Okay, and we have to find out how much total money I can get. Hmm. Uh, okay, let's come to whiteboard. So let's see what the example input that was given to us. Let's look at the second example rather. So second example is 27931. So this is the amount of money in each house. Amount of money in each house, I don't think can be negative. It can be zero. And so obviously, the thing is you will either start from first house, right? Or you will start from second house. That's the first thing, right? And at any point you have an option whether or not you rob the house or not. So one thing is that so let's do this. The uh, let's call it amount, right? So amount that I can get where n. So this is amount got after, I don't know what this is actually. Uh, After robbing nth house, can I call it this? Okay, if you are calling it that way, then your amount of n is equals to, then you cannot, then if you're robbing this house, if you're saying amount of n means that I robbed n houses and I actually explicitly robbed the nth house, then this would be equals to amount of n minus 2. You cannot rob the last house, but you can rob this house plus money in this house, right? Money of n. That is definitely an equation that I can think of. Yeah, so just let's build on that, right? So you can start from you can set so you want amount of n minus 2. So basically for these houses, for this guy amount is 2, for this guy amount is 7. So this is 0, this is 1, and from 2 you can start, right? So for this guy it would be either 2 plus 9 or 7 plus 9. So obviously 7 plus 9 is more, so 16. So this will up no, got wrong answer. Uh, so this will be, it will only be uh, 2 plus 9, which is 18, right? And this amount that you can, the amount that you get after you rob the third house, you explicitly rob the third house, then it will be 7 plus 3, 10. For this, it will be 18 plus 1, 19, right? And the maximum is 19, right? You keep track of the maximum. No, you don't keep track of the maximum. You return the sum of the last two. Either of these two will be the maximum, right? So at the end, you will return max of amount of n and amount of n minus 1. That's the general sense or general way that I am looking it as, which is fair. So let's try and solve this. Obviously, another thing is this auxiliary array. You only depend upon n minus 2, right? Or maybe so you could potentially handle it using few variables instead of using an actual array, right? And let's use that in the code as well. So uh, essentially, this is the house robber problem, and what we are saying is amount of n equals to amount of n minus 2 plus cache in n, right? Where amount of n means, what does it mean? It means amount accumulated when I explicitly rob nth house. I do rob it, right? That's the thing. Now, and I'll maintain max, right? So I'll do I'll do what? I have to maintain two things. First of all, let's call previous as so if you rob the first house, then let's call it as nums of 0, and let's call current as nums of 1, and that's it. Yeah, and now what you're going to do is at the end you're going to return uh, max of previous and current. And one more thing is, if your house only has 1, if it does not have 2, if it does not have, if there is only one house, if can there be 0 houses? Nums of length has to be at least 1. So if nums of length equals to 1, then you return nums of 0. Otherwise, we are doing this play. Now we're going to do for int I equals to 2, I is less than nums of length I plus plus. So new current equals to previous plus nums of I. Alright, so now current will be new current, but before that you can change previous to current as well, right? Yeah, so you update your previous and current and return this. Okay, run. Compilation error. Um, line number 3. Oh, not for. If. So clearly it's just O of n and O of 1. Okay, submit. And we get a wrong answer though. Okay, let's check this example 2, 1, 1, and 2. So the input is 2, 1, 1, 2, and I'll look at the code and try and walk through the code exactly. So I am maintaining a previous and a current, and I'll starting my previous as 2 and current as 1, and now I'm looking at I equals to this guy, right? And so for this guy I'm gonna set a new current as 2 plus 1 3, right? So 2 plus 1 3, this will be my new current. Now I'm setting previous as 1, so I'm setting the previous as the current's value, and current will be new current, which is 3, which is correct. And then I go to the last house, and if I am to rob this last house, so then I can get 2 plus 1 3 here. So 3 has to be the answer, no? I completely missed the question. Okay. What I'm doing is you rob the, but you're not forced to. Like, so in this, so what I am considering is either I will do 2-1, right? Either I will rob these two houses or I'll rob these two houses. But I could also rob these two houses. That's the bit I missed. Okay. So that's the bit I missed. Fair enough. So far what I've discussed is wrong. Now let's try and come up with the correct approach or better approach or the right approach. So now, yeah, so now it's all different. Now what you have to consider is the actual max, right? Not you, because you are not forced to rob any house, right? You only maybe rob like for this two. Earlier, I was considering that hey, whatever with the maximum at this point, I'll take, right? So I'm going to solve this in a slightly different manner, where the definition of amount of I, whatever that definition was, I'll change that, and now I'll call amount of n as the max I can get. Max I can get if the array ends at if n is the last house. That's all. If n is the last house, right? Let's see based on this if we can build some relationship. So if n is the last house, there are two cases. First, which is I rob the house or I don't rob the house, right? So first case is if I rob the house. So if I rob the house, then it will be whatever amount I was able to accumulate till n minus 2 plus actual cash that I have, right? So that's one option. Or other option is I don't rob the house. If I don't rob the house, that means whatever the max I was able to accumulate till the last guy, right? Because if I consider the last guy, then I can't rob. So these are the two uh, that I have to handle. So I sort of updated based on this, and that's not that hard. I mean, you can handle this in the code that we have written already, but that's the idea. Now the definition changes and this changes, right? So let's come back to the code and see if this fixes it. So what we're now saying is amount of n is the amount accumulated just till nth house and might or might not rob the nth house, but till nth house this is what we are getting, right? So which is max, like these two. So new current equals to max of either this or current, right? This is a new current, either this or that. And then previous equals yeah, that's the only change. And I have to return current. All right, submit. Still wrong answer. Let's debug further. Oh, but however, 65 test cases have passed, so we're in a better situation. 2 comma 1. So 2 comma 1. Let's quickly come to the whiteboard. So now we are checking 2 comma 1, right? This is the input 2 comma 1. So obviously we would, eh? This is a basic one. Ah, okay. Okay. Get back to the LeetCode window. Now, what I need to fix is this previous and current as well. So in this case, this current would be math.max of. So basically, previous is first house and current is second house. So second house would be math.max of nums of 0 comma nums of 1, right? Either of the one or to the two houses that you're going to rob. Could I actually handle the second one here itself? I guess not, right? Yeah, submit. And finally, it works. All right.